Yo, 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 what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Magamize podcast. It's your boy from the villain. To my left, we got the one, the only Toast. What's up, man?
Hey, everyone's me, Lack. So grateful to be here. Extremely grateful to be here. As you guys know, a year ago we set out to do something that's uncomfortable and out of the
Yeah,
box in the creative way that neither one of us have tackled before, and it's
honestly.
it's been quite a journey. You know, you guys have been the best teacher and the best supporters. So
Mm-hmm.
we're just very grateful to have this platform and have all this to see all the overwhelming support from everybody. And we've learned a lot. We learned a lot
Bro,
throughout this journey. Yeah.
so much throughout the journey.
Hmm.
So, yeah, like the boy Lack said, thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging with us. Thank you for tuning in. It's amazing and incredible to think that we could have done this for like a full year
Full
already,
year.
which
Yeah.
it doesn't even feel like it. And the fact that we've had like so much support. You guys may not know it, but even just the from the reels and everything to the long forms to the comments that you guys leave every once in a while, like when you think of starting something like this from zero, you don't know who's gonna watch, if anyone, right?
Hmm.
Like literally everything is starting at zero, and then you just get that like first 10 views, and then it turns to first 50 views,
Yeah.
and then you're like, damn, 50 people really watch this shit.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it turns to like, oh, all of a sudden on this reel or this, you got like 1,000 something, and it's
Yep.
just like the love has been crazy, the love has been
Hmm.
immense. And then another thing too is like, there's also, I think I kind of mentioned this yesterday or a day before, where it's like I've also noticed a lot more people getting into their creative space too. Not saying that we're pioneers by taking credit, not none of that, but it's just nice to see like, okay, bet
Yeah.
everyone's feeling comfortable in this space, whether it's because of us or not. But it's like it gives me like, knowing, being in this position, you definitely think more like when I see one of my people that's like, oh, they just started a podcast, or they're doing a show, or they're doing something like that. I'm like, oh, I have to support 10 times.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
reposting everything, like I have to support all the way, because I know what it feels like to start from zero,
Right.
and then just try to be like
Literally
building up
brick by brick. Like every
by
view is
brick.
brick by brick, man. Like sending the reel to like people, like, yo, can you like
Yeah,
repost
can
this,
you
like
this?
it, share it, like, and it's
Yeah.
those little things that add up to like a big result. But when you and it's I didn't it was surprising to me when you were telling me the other day that like other people were getting to their creative space and like starting their
Yeah.
own pod or whatever it may be. Because even though we're definitely not the first one to
Bro,
do podcasts.
we late in the
Yeah,
game, but we here. We
right.
in the game though.
Yeah, but when we were starting it, a lot of things almost felt like not intangible, but like hard, like very hard to
Yeah,
do.
to
So from even like setting up the mics,
Bro,
setting up the mics.
literally, the
Yeah.
first time, shout out to Booms. Like,
Yeah.
we're literally like, bro, how do we get it
Mhm.
to record every single like audio interface, all the stuff, bro,
Mhm.
all of it, and
Yeah.
it's just, like you said,
So
very crazy.
nah, it's
Very
I'm
crazy
I'm
feeling.
happy that people are getting there. So that's
Yeah.
that's
It's
for
definitely
sure.
nice, and we're also excited for like what's more to come. Of course, this is just the first year, first of many. We're gonna be doing this. If you guys are tired of this, I mean, sorry. Like we said from the beginning, the boy Toast has been just. You signed the lease. You signed the lease, and you're not breaking it. We're not letting you out. You're in the house. You're with us through the journey, and we're just gonna be going up from there. So definitely stay tuned. A lot of big things coming season 2. I think. What's it called? Aside from having a lot more guests, and we've sort of prefaced before visual changes, but guys, we're getting there. Shit is getting there. I'm telling you, you want to be here for this second season. It's gonna be a lot more people introduced, a lot more faces that some of you, I think, maybe you are expecting and haven't seen yet, that you're just like, oh, when are you gonna have this person on? It's like, yeah. Trust me, they're gonna be here. They're gonna be here. They're gonna be here. But that being said, I just wanted to ask you, what do you feel like since the beginning of this journey this year? What do you feel in terms of growth, as far as one thing for the podcast specifically? Like, what do you feel has grown the most, and then what do you feel like you have excelled at the most since starting this?
Um, as far as the platform, what I feel like has grown the most
Mhm.
is how we're able to pivot when on and talking about different subjects and getting a better idea of how to approach those subjects in a way that's not offensive, or in a way that we're still tackling it authentically with our personality,
Yeah.
but we're we're not being like as careful as the beginning when we were first starting. And that's just growth from, you know, sitting behind the mic and talking for hours and hours. Yeah. But I think what has surprised me the most is, and maybe like people that have done something similar have had a similar experience or not, but the amount of like returning support. Because it's easy when for someone to like just buy into the hype real quick and then just be like, oh, they're starting a podcast, let me just like send a quick quick comment, and then never come back again.
And then okay, cool.
But you know, like, but now like our platform has grown so quick, and maybe from the viewer's perspective the numbers are not showing it, but from my perspective, like, we're the top 10 podcasts we're in the top 10% of Spotify, and Spotify has 6 million podcasts. So, and you know, and even this is our yearly wrap up, but by the time of shooting this, we're not even a year yet.
Yeah, exactly.
We're 3 months behind the year wrap up. So, you know, like at the end of the day, like, and that I don't think that could have happened without the thing that I was gonna say that I excel at the most would be consistency. Yeah. Just being consistent with uploading and keeping the dates on schedule, and just keeping consistently engaging.
Okay.
But I think that's why I would say I excel at
your best for the podcast and personally. Okay, I like that. Definitely, like you said, it's hard. You look at the numbers and you're like, okay, these guys are doing okay. But like when you think about it, one, it's only been so many months. Yeah. Two, it's like with, again, like you said, the number of podcasts out there, and then the high point, definitely, which I'll attest to for you as well, is like, boys, just you've been on it. Like, you've been on it since the beginning more than anything, right? So definitely appreciate that. But like, we're definitely in a space, I feel like, where, at least for me, this podcast wouldn't have been able to necessarily come to light if we just didn't grind it out. Like, at the end of the day, this is the grind, right? This is the grind. This is the journey. Like, other than everything else that we've been trying to work on, whether we're making a set better, which you guys haven't necessarily, we haven't necessarily dropped, you know, the pre-scene stuff. We might drop some of that behind the scenes from the early on, but whether it's changing the set or getting new this or like figuring out how we're going to do everything else, it's just the grind itself as far as like getting the episodes done, getting them out. It's been crazy. So for me, what would I say? It's been like the biggest in terms of growth. For the podcast itself, honestly, I had a list of guests that I would, or at least like I wanted to have on whenever, you know, we're starting all this, just scheming everything. But the amount of support and people that like were able to just come on and like share their time to come on is what surprised me the most. I was like, bro, from Kayla, guest number one, right? I mean, we had like Steven and Morgan on, shout out to the boys. We had Will, like all the people that were just down and ready, which I never thought would even be a thing. Like, I was like, in my head, I'm like, we're gonna start this. Of course, we want to have guest episodes, but first of all, is anyone gonna want to come on here? What are we gonna talk about? But the way that we were able to incorporate that so early, at least for me, it was pretty early on. Yeah, and then like have a steady flow with the guests. Like after our first two, I feel like we kind of locked it down. Like we kind of knew how we needed to go about it. Whenever we're like talking to them. Yeah, obviously there's still things to work on, like like interjecting and stuff or whatever, but it's like just the way we were able to curate this space and then make it comfortable for them surprised me for sure. And then the fact that people that there, although there's people who didn't, you know, we wanted on, they couldn't get on here, there's people that also wanted to be on who were able to get on. It's like, bro, this is amazing.
Yeah, some
like,
people are willing to drive like hours and hours.
Yeah,
shout out to
Ursula.
Yeah, Ursula. Yeah,
you guys will see. You guys will definitely see her in an episode coming soon. But like people willing to drive out from out of town, bro. Yeah, to just come support the podcast. It's like that's the craziest thing to me. Because again, I don't even. I mean, I would like to think that I would do it for some, like if my person had started something, like we want to collab and everything. Like prior to starting the podcast, I feel like it would have been harder to fathom. But now I'm like, oh shit, this is what it means. Like I have to be there for everyone. That's why I also said like I'm trying to just, you know, I want to be there to support even actually being in this. So definitely number one surprise for me as far as like the pod. And then for me personally, I think one thing we had always talked about was like the communication skills. I feel like early on, it's kind of hard to describe. Not just the communication, but like the way we went about talking about topics.
Yeah.
I feel like early on, at least for me, it was very like, granted, the first episode was the deepest episode that we dropped, but I also love that about it.
Yeah.
And then we just sort of knew how to like balance okay, this is the individuality, the personal stuff that's going to come out. And then this is also the lightheartedness and everything that we're going to be able to like just intertwine to make it fun, which I didn't really like. For the longest time, I was battling between like, oh, which way should we lean? Like, how do we manage this? And the fact that after just the first, I feel like after 2 months, we kind of just, we didn't even think about it anymore. We're like, okay, it's not going to be too much of this. It's not going to be too much of that. It's just going to be a balance. And then we just ended up having so much fun talking freely. Like you mentioned before, like we're able to say things that we want to say while understanding our boundaries. And it's just not anything that's like over calculated. So I think that's one of the biggest personal growths for me, because I didn't think I'd be able to do that. I felt like even with like the prompts and how we got to like talking about stuff for the episode, like we're getting on and just doing our thing after a certain point. Like we're just out there boys is grinding. So
definitely had a lot of help from the bull cards too. The bull cards gave some amazing prompts. And again, I've said this before, like I wish the company themselves were still active so we could collab with them, do some type of promotion for them, because it's a great product.
It is.
But something I wanted to get onto what you just said was like having guests on. I think one of my biggest fear initially was like having a guest on and I'm not feeling like they're comfortable in a comfortable space to like talk. But every guest we've had on, and like in the beginning they're super nervous, or like they're or like shaky. Or they're like, oh, I don't know how I would sound. I don't want to say something dumb. But then afterward they're like, oh, that's really fun. That's really fun.
You want to just talk more.
Right. Yeah. So I mean that's and that's just that makes me feel like this is just a hangout space, and it's just a safe space for if you come on and you have something to say, you can like say it freely without feeling like judgment, So yeah.
No, definitely, man. And I do, like you said, the nerves at first, and then easing into it. It's like I wish we could do some of these for fucking 3 hours, bro.
Oh yeah.
I wish we could just go on and on, because like once we get comfortable and once we all just start chatting and having fun, I'm like, it has to come to an end. But definitely, highlight for me is the guests for sure. And I just like the growth in the way that we've talked about things. Yeah. Like it's been amazing. And then just to finalize it, it's like we, at least from my end, I feel like we never even really sat much outside of this to like talk and just share whatever, like whether it's the cards that's giving the prompts, but just talking about ourselves. So I feel like at the end of the day, after a year of just sitting with the boy and like we're going through things, I just feel like we have, or at least I have a better grasp of who you are. And like I know, like when we have a guest come on, I'm like, we're in tune. Like I just know no matter what, we're gonna be in tune. So I'm waiting to see what they say, because I feel like I just have a good grasp of what my man's is saying, like where he's gonna lean and stuff like that, in a good way. So I can appreciate that. It just brought us closer.
Yeah, man, no, for sure. And then again, like a lot of time, I feel like especially when we have a guest on, like you'll ask a question, I'm already thinking in my head, and then I'm like, okay, well now I can think about the next question. But it's that dynamic that makes having guests on like flowy and easy. We're not just like, and the guest I think can sense that, like that, and that eases them, because like the boy we just had on, Big E.
Hey, shout out Big E.
Yeah. In the beginning, I feel like he was a little like stiff. Right? Yeah, he was a little stiff. Yeah. But after a while, I think man was just leaning back with his cane, like just saying, just having fun. And that's that's the main point of this podcast, is to have fun.
Yeah, I like, and definitely he's just such a great example of, like, you watch the episode, you guys are gonna see. You watch the episode, you're just like, you see how he's also, like, how we actually get to the point where we're just involved in a genuine discussion among friends. Like we're not debating, but we're talking about topics, and he's like, I agree with that, or like, I don't agree with that, because to take the female's perspective, like, this is what I think. And it's just that's what we want, bro. Like, we need more of it. So.
Like the authenticity of it.
Authenticity. So we definitely need more. More is to come for sure. We might introduce new segments again. Season 2, you guys just keep on watching, keep on waiting. We're gonna have some hot stuff for y'all. But that being said, I want to get into the bull cards. But before the bull cards, you want to give us some little insight, what's coming for you next year? Because after this, I'm gonna be traveling, you're gonna be traveling, boys is gonna, we're gonna do our thing and come back. So what is coming for you next year? How is the you've had some solo stuff that you've been trying to work on. Can we give the people a hint of that or?
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things that this being on this platform and carrying this platform has taught me is that like I love the process of creation. Every aspect of it, I like to control every aspect of it because the end product is it's the accumulation of the hard work and the vision I had going into it. So for next year, at the time of the shooting, we're Fawn's about to go to Cameroon, and then in January, a month from now, I'm going to be in Vietnam. So I'll be in Vietnam for about 2.5 months. Hope maybe longer if I decide if I think my time there could be extended. But I'm gonna just travel as much as I can in Vietnam, and I bought some camera gear to do it.
This is ready.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be vlogging it.
Did you got a drone or no?
No, I did not get it. It's
'Cause
hard
you said
to.
You can't fly it, right? In the city, especially.
Yeah, it's hard to get a drone permit there. I think it was like $400 to get a drone permit, and that permit doesn't work throughout the country, which is
that's
and you're flying in a zone where your drone permit won't it's not permitted, or they won't take it. Like they'll confiscate the drone. So
that's you just lose your shit.
Yeah. Crazy. So next year I'm gonna definitely focus a lot more on the creation, the content creation, but for myself. So I have a platform now that I just created called Lactose, and that's gonna be my vlogging channel. And then I have I'm gonna have a platform where it's a foodie thing.
Yeah.
And
big bag activities going on over there.
Yeah. It's gonna be called Lactase. And then hopefully I will have also a solo pod. It won't always be solo, I think.
Yeah,
but
chat with some people maybe.
Called Lac Talk. Was debating between that name and Way Too Soon.
Way Too Soon?
Yeah, like when someone makes a joke too soon. And that's like kind of like my humor.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Way Too Soon.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That is my humor. So I don't know. It's everything's still kind of up in the air, but definitely a lot of traveling for me. And hopefully just more creating in general. And more perspective. I think I've said this before. For me, success is not like a destination. It's something that's constant. And for me, success is not measured by money. It's about the difference you can make. And the only way you can know how to make a difference is to know the difference, and that's gonna only come with perspective. So I want to get as many perspectives as possible next year. That's just the goal.
Hey, I like that. Thanks, man. Definitely waiting to see all the creative stuff. You guys heard it here. You heard all the names. It's gonna be added below whenever it's ready, and you just gotta tune in to see what's cooking. I gotta make a feature. I'm gonna tell you right now. I have to make an appearance on that Lactase.
Yeah. For sure.
That'd be dope. But definitely love that. I think for me, it's really like Cameroon. Hopefully, is like the last major traveling I have to do. We're gonna do twins' wedding in February, but other than that, it's like I'm just gonna go there, come back, slowly grind some stuff, getting ready for like hospital shit, and then hopefully get some things rounded up so that way when you come back, we're just back into the grind. So it's gonna be kind of a chill start of the year. One thing I do want to do, which again, you can say I'm hopping on the bandwagon if you want, but I'm gonna try to get back into the fitness. But I have not worked out in months,
like consistently, right? You still play tennis and stuff, but
bro, tennis
I guess you don't count that.
One time with boy Morgan, earlier this week, which I was hoping that we can go, but he said you guys are doing this stuff tomorrow. But that was like one time in like 2 months still, and I think I haven't worked out for like 2 months plus.
That's
like
crazy.
Actual workout. Yeah. So definitely gonna get back. Definitely like on the nutrition, on all the grind. So right now I'm just like, yo, you know what? I was even telling Henry. I mean, I've been eating shit all night the past few days, but I was even telling Henry, I was like, bro, I'm not even bothering about like eating anything crazy, like even at home or whatever. I'm just gonna go because I know I'm gonna go to Cameroon. We're gonna eat all types of stuff there.
Yeah.
Right. So I need to go there and have my fill. When I come back, boy, it's gonna be D's. So just keep a lookout. Keep a lookout if y'all if you have the what's it called? Not if, but you should have the boy's personal IG. So might be dropping some stuff on there too,
Yeah.
related to like the health and all that kinds of stuff. So that's I think outside of everything else that's happening, that's like my next main thing. It's like I want to also make sure I can come back and then just get back into the healthy side. Cause bro, yeah, it's everything. My body and the internals have been garbage, man. Been so garbage. So we'll see. We'll see. Big plan for me is just the health and all that good stuff.
Dang, yeah, that's like one of the worst feelings, like knowing that you haven't been eating well or working out,
and
like, then you're just both? Like busy with like other shit.
Man, like the mental is drained. My body, I'm also so tired just because I haven't been like even resting properly. So just the whole thing, I gotta sweep it away, sweep it under the rug. So what do you guys, New Year's resolution if you want? I know the gym's gonna be packed and shit come January, so we're also prepping ourselves for that. But we're gonna be there. We're gonna stick it out.
You still wearing the Whoop?
The whoop is on and the whoop is going. It's telling me how bad I'm doing.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I'm sure they're like, bro, take that shit off. I said, like, bro, your lifestyle means like it's trash. Just take it off.
We had high hopes for you. What the fuck?
It had an annual, like the annual wrap up essentially already. I think this was earlier this week.
Yeah,
earlier this week or last week, and I was just like, you can see start of the year, bro.
You were on it.
Green. Everything was good. Everything was green, and then just like towards the end, it tells you like what your best month was, what your worst month was. So best month was March, but that's when I got it. So the boy was I was like on top of my shit. I got it like February, March, and then worst month was October. So like around that wedding, and then whenever I started trying, worst month was October. Okay. It tells you like what some of the worst things you did that affected your health. It was like, I think lack of sleep was on there. Emotion. I had like some emotional deprivation or something. Like there's one that was like my emotional standpoint, I guess, wasn't like as high, or at least as recorded, because you can record that in a journal. And then alcohol was on there, and I was just like, bro. I noticed that before, and I think I said it, where it's like every time I drank and I went to sleep, like my recovery when I slept just wasn't great. So that was definitely on there. I've never felt the need to really cut out alcohol, but that's something I've been considering for next year, just because I always thought like I don't really drink a lot anyway. So I always thought I was like, it's already in moderation, but we'll see how it affects me if I cut it out. So might be some other new things we try next year. But yeah, Whoop has been crying. So we try to get back in the game.
Yeah, because you start residency hopefully like around July, right?
Like July,
Yeah. So I'm guessing from January to July, that's gonna be
my golden months.
Yeah.
I have to use it. I have to use that as my golden months. So
damn, bro, you might not even fit your scrubs anymore. You wear like that.
Nah, I'm already in a large now, so the boy might have to get an XL. Crazy, but nah, new big things coming. We're hoping that everything comes to pass as it should. But that being said, let's get into the bold cards one last time for you boys and gals for the year, and see what juicy topics we have. You want to do us a little intro?
Yeah. So these are the bold cards. You guys should definitely know what they are right now. But quick intro would be we did the 3 categories: perception, reflection, and connection. So whites is the connection cards, and the yellows are the perception, and then reflections are the black cards. And usually 1 to 2 questions. Sometimes most of the time they relate. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
And exactly what they sound like. It just gives you a little bit more in depth of how that other person is thinking and whatever the topic may be. So. Yeah,
exactly.
So I will go ahead and read off the perception card. Where are you most likely to splurge on? Is the first question.
Splurge.
Yeah, and what are you most likely to be frugal with? It's the second question. Okay. What would I most likely splurge? Honestly, this is simple. It's a simple answer for me. Most people would, contrary to popular belief, it's not going to be food.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's not going to be food. It's going to be gear. It's going to be like either like if it's like camera.
Also get a lot of
go ahead. It's either going to be like if it's like gear or a tool that I'm going to use, like I don't mind spending the extra however much for it if I know it's going to last me a long time. If I know I'm going to get a lot of good use out of it, so usually gear, backpacks.
Yeah.
slings or whatever it may be.
Headphones. Boy,
Yeah, earphones,
you be
headphones.
getting a lot. You do always get a lot of gear, a lot of helpful
Yeah.
gear too. Tripods, like
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
everything that's just like
Tech, anything that's tech.
tech. Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, yeah. Where are you most likely to be frugal with? This one is actually tough because I'm frugal with a lot
With
of things.
everything?
Yeah,
You
with
wanna say
every
just, like,
honestly with
all the other
everything.
aspects?
Just because like I maybe my mental is like different because I still convert a lot of stuff into like Vietnamese money.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Dong.
dong, yeah,
Dong,
dong,
yeah.
yeah. Honestly, now because I've spent so much money on food in the past,
Now
I'm more frugal with
you're
food
checking
because I would say because the question is like most likely to be frugal, like more so that to me that's more like what arises the most to where you're like you're questioning whether or not you should spend the
whether
money
you
on
should
it or
spend
not.
that much on it.
Yeah, so for me it would be food. Not when I'm on vacation, but if I'm at if I'm like just
Okay.
at home when I know I have meal preps in the fridge.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Yeah, and if to be more specific, alcohol like drinks when I'm out buying
That's
a
fair.
drink.
I can. Yeah, I've heard you go.
It doesn't make sense
And
to me
yeah,
to spend like $15-$20 on a cocktail.
on a fucking, especially when it's not like a proper cocktail, when it's just a
Right.
fucking whiskey coke or something. You're like, why
Yeah.
is this? Yeah.
But for sure, like that's what I would say to be more specific. Because like I'm even something that's more elevated, like an espresso martini or something. Just for example, if I see you pull out, if I see you use a Keurig, or like if I see you pour coffee out of a bottle that like a and then you
pre-made bottle is crazy,
bro, and you charging me $15-$17 for it, I'll drink it still, but
It's just
it's not going to be as good.
It's not your wave.
Yeah, but that'd be my answers.
Oh, I can. Yeah, the drink one is a good one because and it's funny because the nature of that, especially in that setting, like when you go out, it's just triple the price of whatever the hell it normally is for no reason.
Yeah.
Just because you're out.
Mm-hmm.
So that one makes sense. Splurge on, if we're talking current day, because I would like to say cars, but I don't have money to be buying cars, plural, even.
Yeah.
So splurge on as of right now, it'll
cars rental.
rentals actually. Yeah.
No.
Fuck. that actually might be it because I can't buy the cars, so it's like car rentals. That's most like what I'm gonna splurge on.
But it makes sense though because it's just like a once in a while thing. Even though you travel a lot of time you travel for business, not for pleasure. So like when you just like this last time you went to Vegas, that was the first time you traveled for pleasure since
Miami maybe.
Well, Arizona, I guess that was for pleasure.
Arizona was a little Tesla. That was just to carry us
That's
around.
True. Yeah.
But
that's
it's
true.
like, so like I didn't get anything for that. But yeah, I see what you're saying. When it's for pleasure, I would. And that's like my expensive hobby. Like a lot of people, especially I have a lot of more friends now, shout out Drew, that are getting into like shooting, and that's like another expensive hobby. So I kind of equate it to that. It's like, you spent the stuff, you got all the gear for his guns over time, like he had to build it. And then whenever he wants to shoot too, you got to get the ammunition, the lane, everywhere, like do all the stuff. And it's just like, you don't do it all the time. You want to do it more. You want to do it often, but it does add up eventually. I think that's kind of the same thing with the car thing for me, where it's like, cool, every once in a while, I want to like go get the experience, have fun. It's exhilarating. And then after that, I'm like, okay, cool. I can calm my nerves. I can just come back. I'm not necessarily... contrary to before, like, and I think I said this also, is like I used to think I just wanted all these cars too, like in the world, and just having like a massive. But then when I started doing this, and I just realized, I just want to drive somewhere nice. Like I don't even because imagine like I don't even want to have the car here because there's not gonna be anywhere to fucking drive it here. That's good that I'm gonna enjoy it like that anyways. So it's just like, what's the point anyways?
Right.
I just want to go somewhere scenic. Have the car, drive it, do all that stuff. So that's kind of it's definitely something that I would splurge on.
No, that's fair. And I also agree because I feel like Oklahoma is one of the worst places to own nice cars.
Yeah,
one of the worst states.
Really.
Yeah. Cause who are you showing it? One, who are you showing it off to? And two, the roads are ass.
The roads aren't good. That's the thing.
No, they're ass. No, like sorry, so many potholes. I don't know. Yeah, there's so many pot. Yeah, they're so bad. And we have like
especially towards the city.
Yeah, we have bad weather just all the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not we have some solid like summer. Summer is really hot though.
Bro,
But we
that's
had
literally
like
why I
some solid
sold.
weather.
That's literally why I sold
Or
my
the bike.
motorcycles. Yeah, because like the winter, you get like 3 solid
Months. Yeah, I did hear you
riding
say
months
that.
out of the year. But
Mm,
yeah,
that's
I
fair.
say that because I can't afford a car anyway, so it's not like it matters that much. But yeah,
Fair. But yeah, that's definitely something I would splurge on. It's not clothes. I don't really
yeah,
care.
yeah,
It's not shoes, but definitely that. And then frugal with.
yeah,
Hmm. I feel like frugal is in terms. I feel like when you're more frugal with something, you're more like it's like you want to spend on it or get it, and then you're trying to find the least costly option. Is how I understand it. But I'm one of the type of people that is just like I would cut it out completely. So I would just be like, you know what? Instead of actually getting this or trying to find a better option, I probably don't need it. So I'm
yeah.
just gonna I like easily divert from a lot of things. So that's how I don't. It's kind of the same thing with like the clothes and shoes. Like sometimes I would see them and I'm like, yo, that's sick, and I'm like, oh, but still, I'm just gonna save that money and get a car.
That's
Like when
fair.
I travel next
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
So I've just like easily cut it out. It's so hard to. I don't know if it's because I'm lazy, but it's so hard to really see something and like go through the efforts of being like, okay, what's the easiest? What's the most way to make sense of this purchase? It's like I'm just like, you know what? Let's just not make the purchase. So that's kind of how my
That's some
frugal is, which is
great
probably
self
the
discipline.
greatest.
Yeah, that's some great self discipline.
I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
well, it's funny because we're talking about splurging on random shit compared to self discipline of not getting the other stuff. But yeah, that's just how I justify it, I guess.
No, that's fair. That's
So,
very fair. So, but is there anything specific that you would say like
mm,
you've been frugal with recently?
recently, let me see.
That where you're like, do I need to spend money for that?
I still can't even think. I want to say like it's not clothing. I want to say like shoes because I have been thinking more recently about like getting more shoes and stuff. But yeah, it's something just I just keep putting it in the cart and then leaving it. It's a lot of little things, I guess. It's like it'll either be shoes or like jewelry. Jewelry is another one that I've kind of been getting into more. There's some rings that I saw, different earrings I want to get, necklaces. I'm like, leave it in the cart.
Yeah, leave it in the
Like,
cart.
just leave it in the cart.
Okay.
So yeah, just those two things. I can't really even think of anything else because honestly, I haven't been like as of recently. All the shit's been going to traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe airplane tickets then. That's one that I
Bro.
look at. I'm like, I want to just go to Chicago, but I'll have to wait.
$600, $700.
Yeah,
is
that's
it
a
worth
good one
it?
actually.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I would check back to back, and I'd be like, okay, it's kind of like 500 now.
Yeah.
Maybe I should wait, and then it goes up, and I'm just like, I can't. So definitely that because I do want to go back to Chicago. There's some places I just want to visit, and I just can't.
Yeah, I'm very very sad I didn't get to go to Chicago this year. That was something I wanted to do all year.
That's something that we were trying to plan. That's
All
something that
year.
I asked you to do, and you're like, "What? You didn't want the beginning of the year?"
No.
bro.
Let's clarify. You asked me
early.
like a week before you were leaving. A week
Was it
before
a
you were
week
leaving.
before I was leaving? I don't
Yeah.
even think so. I'm pretty sure I was there, and I was like, "We should do Chicago this summer." Oh,
No.
I was saying we should do it, and we should. I think I was leaving.
No, I
I
was
was saying that we could drive up there because we just need to.
I was
drive.
suggesting that. I was literally suggesting that, and then someone rented your condo out.
And then
Like,
I think someone did take it. I think someone either did take it or I didn't want to drive anymore because I was like, cool.
Yeah.
This shit was long. Fair, but I was like, bro, I was like, yo, dog,
Hey.
it's empty right now. Nobody,
Bro.
should drive. But
No, Chicago is one of my favorite places, especially in the summer.
yeah,
Yeah, especially in
summertime.
the summer.
Summertime shy is it.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I'll go with my card and you finish up with the connections.
Yeah.
So reflections card. 2 questions as usual. If you were told I was arrested with no context, what would you assume I was arrested for? And the second is, what do you crave more of in your life? So again, not necessarily related.
What was the second question?
What do you crave more of in your life?
Okay. I'll answer the first question.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. If you were arrested, and with no context, and someone's like, "Fawn's been arrested," I'd be like, "Who did he fight?
The fight?
Who did he fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, who would he fight?" Because normally, you're a very calm you're naturally a calm person, and I've seen you mad, but but because I've seen you mad, I know what kind of person you have when you're mad.
Okay.
Like it wouldn't matter to you if there were 5-6 people in front of you. You're fighting.
Throw hands.
You're throwing hands. So
I would ass beat, but throw hands. Still.
Yeah, throwing hands. But that's what it would be. For me.
Fair. I'm trying to think. This might sound crazy. I was trying to think, sort of, because you already said, you can be hot headed sometimes. So I feel like this will sound crazy, but I would feel like it'll be you like chasing somebody, like not even necessarily fighting them. They'll have to they'll call the cops and arrest you because it's like, yo, this motherfucker won't let it go. Like we had some little argument, but he's not letting it go, and he's following me to my house. No, he's outside my door trying to finish the argument.
I've done that. No, but okay. Here's the context. But here's the context.
I feel like that's what it'll be.
Yo, no, this was in was it high school or college? It was either my first. I think it was college. I was driving at night, and one of my friend was driving next to me. I didn't know it was my friend, and they were like tailgating, honking and shit.
Did some shit.
Yeah, to mess with me because they recognized my car, but I didn't recognize their car. So they were honking, flashing their lights, like swerving and shit, like just like piss me off. I followed him all the way to his house.
Bro, I feel like that's exactly what I think. I was like, you would drive like behind someone,
bro. I hopped out. Like yelling, and they both hopped out of the car. Yo, it's us! It's us!
It's us! It's crazy,
bro. Yeah,
that's funny. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, you get into some shit with somebody, and I thought of just being on the road too. I was like, you follow them,
bro.
And they'll be like, this guy does not want to let it go. Like the show, Beef.
Oh my god, bro. Like
so nice.
I hold grudges.
Huh?
I hold grudges.
Nice ass show. I fuck with it.
That's funny.
What do you crave more of in life? It's funny because I feel like maybe it's because I've gotten a taste of it now. Like all this free time.
I was gonna say time, for you.
All this free time. I think I'm not necessarily craving it now, but like in anticipation of losing this free time, I'm like, I want more time to just do what we kind of like
you know what's coming.
Texas and then go to Arizona and then do that. Like I'm actually craving more of that in the long term. Like I want to just do this for so much longer, which obviously hopefully like I would be able to sustain myself with how much it costs and everything, but just want to be able to do it. Like just go to the places and fucking like be with the people, see all the different people that I've been able to see recently. Like definitely want more of that. So that's what I would say I'm craving more of in life right now, is just the time and the ability to be with those people specifically. Yeah,
that's fair. And I feel like, that's a very fair answer because you've spent a lot of time away. For school, and even though like that experience, you gain a lot of amazing relationships with your with Jew and like pretty much everyone that you grinded through through med school with. And it's just like what's coming because like residency is gonna be harder than med school.
Everybody's fucking talking about how that shit's kicking their ass. I'm like, bro, excited, not excited, but
but I think it's gonna pay off, bro. It's definitely gonna pay off.
We'll see.
Everything you've done is paid off. So
what would you say? What do you crave more of in life?
Experience and perspective. And that's gonna be my answer until I die.
Dang.
Just because I learned so much from it, especially experience. Because I think experience and perspective go hand in hand. It's hard. It's very. I've never had like a new experience where I didn't gain a new perspective.
I was gonna say when you're experiencing new things, if you're truly experiencing them, you're gonna gain some sort of perspective.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the way, not the way that you check off that you've gained, that you've really exploited the experience, but I just feel like there just has to be new perspective. There's no way that you go and, because for it to be meaningful experience, it has to be like most of the time new experiences.
Yeah.
There are experiences that you can repeat and learn new things, but all in all, like there has to be something fresh coming in. And that freshness has to add to your perspective somehow.
Yeah, good or bad,
I
right?
like that. Yeah,
good or bad
for sure.
Yeah, I heard a quote recently. It was like, success is not measured by how much money you make, but by the difference you make. And that's something that I think it makes a lot of sense. And again, I think I said this earlier. How do you make a difference if you don't know what the difference is?
Oh yeah.
And I think that is the perspective. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I like that. It's funny you just said that quote before you go into the next card. I was just thinking of, or at least trying to think of some of the other episodes that we had just done. And remember the episode we did where we were just quoting back and forth?
Oh yeah, I think you dropped like
stop.
You drop. I think I remember.
Bro, that episode was crazy. I was like, damn, man, this is all the
Bar for bar.
bar for bar, and it's literally, it was those things. Like whenever I thought about it, I was like, fuck, that's how I know we've grown, because like we just that was just one episode. It just happened and it just flowed, and we were just so in tune. Boys were just going, and man, that episode was funny. Man, them were quoting people out the wazoo. The shit was crazy.
Oh boy, yeah, I literally have in my notes app. There's literally one of just all quotes. Yeah, all quotes of shit I heard. I was watching this cooking show. It's called Culinary Class War. I don't know if it's on Netflix. Definitely,
okay. I've seen it. I haven't watched it though.
Bro, definitely worth checking out. But one of them judges, he has he has 3 Michelin stars at his restaurant.
Damn.
Yeah. And he said a quote that was like, damn, that's something to live by, was techniques that aren't perfect aren't really techniques at all.
So the techniques have to be perfect
for it to be a technique, or else it's just luck.
It's just a skill, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the entire point of techniques is to be able to use them
every time,
and it should be that
you the same result every time.
Yeah, like okay, I see that.
So,
damn,
boy,
that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
What's the next question?
No, that was it.
What was the second? What was the second question?
That's the second question. What do you crave?
What was the first one?
What would you get arrested for?
Oh, that's right. I'm tripping.
He said that's right.
That's right. I'm tripping.
Yeah, what do you crave was the second question. What would we get arrested for was the first one.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Connection
cards now. So this has been a year. It's been a long year. Yeah.
Year.
Okay. The question, by the way, is the type of question that would be perfect with like a female guest.
Oh, a female guest? Yeah, we might have to run it back then. We'll save it for the next one.
Yeah. To you, what things constitute cheating in a relationship? It's the first question.
Ooh.
And the second question is, what is the strangest compliment you have received? To me, what constitutes cheating? This question is going to vary from people to people. Like, those answers going to vary from people to people, because some people, nothing is ever like, some people who have like a very open relationship or just a very loose, title relationship, nothing is cheating unless it's but to me, if I am dating that person, girlfriend, boyfriend title, like deep in a relationship, like maybe even 2 years in, just to set the parameters. Parameters.
Parameters.
Yeah. If my girl does something that makes her ask the question, "Is this cheating?" Pretty much, or makes me wonder if it's cheating.
Question if it's cheating.
Yeah,
then that's cheating.
Yeah. Because at 18, that question is valid, but at 30 or 27, damn, I'm getting old. At 27, it's pretty clear cut now. Like what feels like cheating, what's not. What is cheating and what's not. Like if my girl knowingly is attracted to a guy,
you would consider that cheating.
But she expressed it like in a way that's like, or she hides it and then hangs out with the dude. That's cheating.
Hiding?
Yeah. Or like talks to him like more often than she should. Or talks to him at all, really. If you're attracted to a guy, like you shouldn't be attracted to him. You shouldn't be talking to him if you're in a relationship.
Facts. Go ahead.
And that goes both ways, like me too, like that's for me too. Like if I'm attracted to a girl and I know I'm in a relationship, because I'm allowed. I'm gonna say I'm allowed to find other people attractive.
I was just gonna say that people can find other people attractive. Like that's normal. That's going to happen.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. But if I make the effort to talk to that person, or I go out of my way to talk to that person, sliding up on their story, liking it, or like just hiding my conversation with that person to my partner, that's cheating. It doesn't have to always be physical. Like emotional cheating sometimes is more
like as far as like being hurt, like hurtful. Or
like it's more. I would even say I wouldn't. I don't know if it's more hurtful, but it's
more weight in this.
Yeah, because like it most time it lasts longer. Because like
I was gonna say I
you're
have an example which I think I gave, but yeah.
yeah, like you can like your my girl can be out or my wouldn't be my girl anymore. But if I was
I've been already called
yeah,
it.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
She's,
if
but she's doing this,
the
doing
person
the
about
do.
yeah, exactly. But the person I was with was out, at, at a bar, and like like her and a guy just caught up in the moment, like kiss whatever at the bar, and they never talk again. That would hurt a lot less than if I opened her phone and just found like months,
Text
yeah, and
of
months of like just talking.
yeah. So that's definitely one. I mean, and I think I said this on the podcast before that I emotionally cheated once, and I didn't know in the moment. It was only after the fact that I thought about it, and I was like, dang, that's why that didn't feel right. I mean, after the fact, in the sense of like when I came to realization, I was like, okay, we just need to stop talking. Like me and this other girl, because she was just because. Long story short, it was like girl I was dating, we kind of got into a fight, argument, whatever the case was. We weren't okay. We weren't good. Shit, the relationship wasn't necessarily good. We were trying to work it out, but it was still in the phase of we're not talking to each other right now, and then maybe we'll get back to it and then start talking. So that happened prior to us getting back to like talking to each other really. Like I was already like confiding in someone else, another friend that I had who I just known like way before. We had some history, never did anything, but we had gone on a date before. Found out like we ended up in the same city at one point, started talking, shit was cool, and then like cool and normal, like platonic, nice. But then I started open up to her. But she asked me, I think, like just out of genuine concern, maybe, which again, just giving her the benefit of the doubt. But she started asking me how the relationship was, and I was like, at first I was kind of closed off about it, but then we just talked more, and then I started opening up about it, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of like this. So mind you, the whole time I'm not resolving things with my shorty, but I'm talking to this girl about my relationship, like letting her know how it is and all this kinds of stuff. And literally after like a month and a few weeks, I was like, damn, why am I like not necessarily more excited, but just easily confiding in this girl when I'm like still in this rough spot with my shorty. Like we're still in this space where like now we're maybe talking a little more, but it's not very like I don't have that excitement. I don't want to share exactly how I'm feeling, but I'm doing that with this other girl.
Like you're finding more resolve with the other girl than with the girl that you're
exactly
actually with.
Talking about my actual relationship. So I was just like, okay, like I came to the realization then, and I was just like, this, like I appreciate you being there, everything, but like this is just kind of has to stop. I don't enjoy how it's feeling. Yeah, like all the kinds of stuff. And then for everyone wondering, like I never ended up telling my girl about the situation. I just kind of killed it and then left it there. And I was just like, yo, maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't. But like after I did that, had another conversation with my girl, we got better and just went from there. And I was just like, obviously I'm single now, but I was just like, yeah, I just don't want to revisit it. But every time I think back, especially when someone asks me like, oh, if you cheated, I'm like, that particular moment always comes up in my head because it's something that flew over, and I was just like, I didn't even know at the time. But then literally towards the end, I was like, oh man, that was kind of too deep. Honestly. So just as far as the question, like what I would consider cheating, like that 100%.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately. But I'm also very like, I mean, we're kind of the same in that regard where it's like, if you just fucking kiss a guy and it doesn't mean anything, to me it means something, and we're the fuck out of here with that. But I don't know if it's because growing up in Cameroon, like if it's in just like a culture, if it's like you went out with your friends and you were dancing and you danced like salsa with the guy, I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna fucking like press you about it. It's just like whatever. If you're shaking ass and If
the salsa goes from facing each other to your ass facing him,
y'all are locked up. If y'all are locked up and that ass is
that's his now.
That's
a body, bro.
So
that's a body.
So if you're giving it to him like that, just don't come back over here because I don't want it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like there's just kind of little fine lines like that where it's some things I feel like are harmful or harmless, but then just the type of character I am, I'm just not gonna take any like light bullshit.
Yeah, because I feel like when you invest in your partner a lot, you have to be much more careful with who you talk to, because there are some. I mean, there be dudes out here that just like, well, you get somebody at the bar and just let it go, but then like brings it back up later. You know, like you did this and that.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm allowed to do this,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can't say anything at that point either.
Right.
So
I mean, it's I think as time goes on and as I get more experience in just in general, I it's gonna be more like clear cut, like exactly what I don't want in a relationship. Because honestly, as much as many relationships as I've had, I haven't had one that's gone like to like the point of like, oh, I'm about to marry this girl, or like to like the fiance stage. So it's always been either situationship talking or just like just dating partner, long term dating. So hopefully we'll maybe like those terms will loosen up for me later. But as of now, if you're kissing somebody, you can be with him.
Scram.
Second question is, what is the strangest compliment you receive? And actually, as you were talking, I was sitting there thinking about it too. I don't know if I've ever received like a strange compliment.
Strange, yeah.
Because I'm a strange person, so I say it's like a lot of shit.
So shit is already strange.
Yeah, a lot of shit. Like I say a lot of strange shit. So I guess I just don't get complimented that often, to where like there's room for a strange compliment.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't have any strange compliments. I have that worst compliment which I mentioned before.
Yeah, I also have a worst compliment.
Yeah, but no particular strange compliment.
I find it strange, right? When, and maybe this, and because the premise of the question is a compliment, because it still is a compliment, but I just find it strange how so when a girl like or even a guy, bro, like I don't judge anyone. If you're gay, cool, we can still hang out. We could like or whatever. Like especially if I just met you in like in the friend group, whatever. Like I'll talk to you. That doesn't matter to me. But if a guy or a girl like just met me, and the compliment is not always like phrased like that, but it's like you're fuckable, like, bro.
Who's telling you this,
bro? I was telling
a guy too's telling you this,
bro. I was showing Morgan. Like,
I might have to step away from you,
dog.
If Mandem is telling me this, yeah, we were cool until then. I might have to step away.
Yeah, like I was showing Morgan when we were in Arizona, and I posted like a mirror picture on my story, and some gay dude swiped up, and like said something like around that.
That's just.
And then I showed Morgan, and he was clowning me. He was like, "Bro, take that to the grave. Why are you?" I was like, "Bro, this is the kind of attention. Maybe that would have been a good answer for the like, what do you crave in life? Just regular female attention, just normal, regular wholesome female attention. Nah, but that to me, that's a strange compliment. Because
a strange compliment.
And then it's a compliment.
Very strange.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a compliment, but it is a strange one. Just because for me, I have to really get to know somebody. I'm like, oh, I want to sleep with that person.
Get into that mindset.
Yeah, like I want to fuck that person.
See somebody and.
I mean, sometimes, but
whoa. Actually, I take that back. Sometimes you see them, and that's you're like, all your mind is thinking about.
Fuck. How can I get to that?
All your mind is.
How can I get out of this mindset?
Back and have a normal conversation.
Yeah.
How do I just talk to this person? No.
Right.
Facts. My fault. Yeah.
I mean, for you, if you ever met Sydney Sweeney in real life, that'd be it. That'd be it.
In my head, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Just talk normally.
Yeah,
but
to me, that'd be it. That'd be it.
But still, you wouldn't message the person that.
I wouldn't to message someone they're fuckable.
Exactly. I think that's kind of where I was trying to get.
It was like
you wouldn't tell them up front, even if you thought it.
Yeah, like even if I thought it, but like the phrasing of it itself, it's almost like it feels almost degrading because like fuckable.
Yeah.
I'm just fuckable.
Just like, what do you?
You know, like that game you play where it's like marry, fuck, or kill. Yeah. I mean, I want to be marryable, not just fuckable. Like even though like I know you mean like like how I look is like is creating
probably
like
attracting.
Yeah, it's attracting to
way
you.
To you.
But
I
to
see.
me, that compliment it just sits
yeah,
too
it's
low on the
definitely the
totem.
phrasing. It's definitely the phrasing
Yeah,
when said like
that's
that.
what I would say for it. But yeah,
That was actually a good one. That was a good strange compliment because I cannot from a guy too. I could not get
yeah.
that message.
Like, I'll mess around underneath like on the Juice picture sometime when he posts something, and I'll comment like, "Am I gay?" Like, and I'll just like underneath his
We have some
picture
friends that do that.
just to
Just to
mess
fuck
with
with
him. He'll text me with laughing emojis, but
No, that's definitely
yeah,
that's
yeah.
for fun. So
Yeah,
that's
but that's when you like. But that's like that's my friend. I have a relationship with that
yeah,
person,
not
and like
some
we both talk
random.
about girls, so he knows I'm not like. But like if I know you're gay, and yeah,
Yeah, that's a little you're pushing it there, buddy. Solid cards today. Don't
yeah,
mind
yeah.
it. Definitely this one about getting arrested. We haven't touched on that even a little, so I'm glad that added a new little mix
Yeah,
to the pot. But we'll for sure be bringing the bull cards are gonna stay. Don't worry, they're staying, especially come the new year. But like I said, we're just gonna add more stuff. Is what's gonna be the case. So we hope you guys stick around. We hope you guys stick in. It's been a lovely year doing the podcast with you boys and gals. I mean, granted, we always are gonna appreciate more likes, more comments. So make sure you hit the subscribe, the notification bell, because again, by the time this comes out, like we would already be getting in tune and ready for the next one. So you might as well be ready to get that first season 2 episode like on lock. Like you want to know when it comes out on the dot, on the money. And the way you do that, again, notification bell either on the Spotify, the Apple Podcast, the YouTube. Check out the Instagrams. Going to keep you guys updated through there, adding a little more content as well as far as like guests that we're going to have on, things like that. So make sure you're up to date with those. There's the TikToks, which everyone's always drowning in TikTok scrolls anyways. So while you're scrolling, make sure again you like the videos. And just don't forget to subscribe. I don't know why it's so hard for you guys to subscribe. Just subscribe.
I think we're because we're getting more views now. I think it's up to 80% of you guys are not subscribed.
Because we're getting more views.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do appreciate that we do have like 60 returning viewers.
The returning is going up.
And that shows that like the content is enjoyable, but it's consistently enjoyable.
Yeah,
and
like you wouldn't just want to watch it once and leave.
Right. And and we appreciate that a ton. Yeah.
No, definitely.
Because we at the end of the day we when we first started, one of the things we said we wanted to do was build a community, and a community that where like your opinions are heard, and the stories can be shared, and perspectives can be shared as well. And I feel like we're definitely on the right track. But you guys have to keep us on the right track
by letting
us know in the comments for sure. But yeah.
So the boys don't derail. That being said, man, it's been a great one.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, lovely time. I want to say we're going to miss y'all because we're going to be traveling and everything. We're going to definitely miss the space. Like every time we leave just for like a month or week or 2 weeks, we always come back and we're like, man, we're back in it. So this time is going to be a nice long little vacation. Nice step back from this. We're going to come back with refreshed minds, ready to explode, ready to go off. Again, the magma minds, that's all we do here. Two guys having extraordinary conversations, again, that are just erupting with thoughts. So that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Please be easy. Have a happy new year. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And that's it for us.
Yeah.
Take care.
Peace.
Through the latchet